There is a plant in the Namib Desert that refuses to die. It survives without rain for years. It endures temperatures that would kill almost any living thing. And it has been doing this for over 2,000 years. The oldest specimen ever found is 3,000 years old. That means it was alive when the pyramids were being built. Scientists call it the most stress-resistant organism on Earth. And now, they are studying it to understand how humans can live longer. Because this plant has only 2 leaves, the same 2 leaves, for its entire life. And those leaves never stop growing. That is, well, the immortal plant, and it might hold the secret to reversing aging. Imagine standing in one of the driest places on Earth, the Namib Desert, where it might not rain for 5 years at a time. The landscape is barren, rocky, lifeless. Temperatures swing from freezing at night to blistering during the day. Nothing should survive here. But then you see it, a massive tangled pile of twisted leaves sprawling across the ground. It looks like something died and withered into a heap. But this plant is not dead. It is thriving, and it has been here for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. This is Welwitschia mirabilis, and when scientists first discovered it in 1859, they could not believe what they were seeing. The plant has no branches, no trunk in the traditional sense, just a thick woody stem that barely rises above ground, and from that stem, only 2 leaves emerge, just 2. But here is the incredible part. Those 2 leaves grow continuously for the plant's entire lifespan. They can reach lengths of over 4 meters, sometimes 8 meters. The ends get shredded by wind and sand. They split into ribbons. They look like a tangled mess of dozens of leaves, but it is always the same 2 leaves, growing from the base. The plant never grows new leaves, never sheds the old ones, just keeps adding length to the original 2. Carbon dating shows some specimens are over 1,500 years old. One plant was dated at 3,000 years. That plant was alive when ancient Egypt was at its peak, when Rome was founded, when Jesus walked the earth, through the Dark Ages, through the Renaissance, through both world wars. The same plant, still growing, still alive. Charles Darwin called it the platypus of the plant kingdom, so bizarre that it does not fit into any normal category. Scientists had to create an entire taxonomic family just for this one species. It is related to pine trees, but it looks nothing like them. And the question that has haunted researchers for over 150 years is, how does it survive? What biological tricks allow it to live in one of the harshest environments on Earth? For thousands of years, the answers are changing how we think about aging. Let's talk about how Welwitschia does the impossible. Secret number 1. Water from fog. The Namib Desert gets almost no rain, less than 2 inches per year, sometimes none at all. But the Atlantic Ocean is nearby, and cold ocean currents create fog that rolls inland almost every night. Welwitschia has evolved to harvest this fog. The pores on its leaves open at night. They absorb moisture directly from the air. But that is not all. The plant has a massive taproot. It can extend 30 meters deep into the ground, deeper than a 10-story building is tall. This root taps into underground water reserves that other plants cannot reach, water that has been there since ancient times. So the plant drinks from 2 sources, the fog above and ancient aquifers below. Secret number 2. Extreme temperature tolerance. The Namib Desert can hit 70 degrees Celsius during the day. That is 158 Fahrenheit, hot enough to cook an egg on a rock. At night, temperatures can drop to freezing. Most plants would die from this stress, but Welwitschia has specialized proteins that protect its cells during extreme heat and cold. These are called heat shock proteins and cold shock proteins. They act like molecular bodyguards. They wrap around vital cell structures and keep them. Functional scientists discovered that Welwitschia produces these protective proteins in much higher quantities than other plants. Secret number 3. DNA repair mechanisms. Here is where it gets really interesting for aging research. In 2021, scientists sequenced the entire genome of Welwitschia, and what they found was shocking. The plant has an extremely efficient DNA repair system, much more advanced than most organisms. Every living thing accumulates DNA damage over time. This damage is one of the primary causes of aging, which cells malfunction. Mutations build up eventually. The organism dies. But Welwitschia repairs this damage incredibly well. Its cells can fix DNA errors that would be lethal in other species. The research team found genes related to stress resistance that had been duplicated multiple times in Welwitschia. More copies mean more protection. They also discovered that Welwitschia has very low metabolic rates. It lives slowly, burns energy slowly. This reduces oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is cellular damage caused by metabolism. The faster you burn energy, the more damage accumulates. This is why small animals with fast metabolisms age quickly. Welwitschia has figured out how to live in extreme slow motion. Secret number 4. No. Senescence. Senescence is the scientific term for aging. For most organisms, cells eventually stop dividing. They stop functioning properly. But Welwitschia shows negligible its growth zones, the areas at the base of each leaf where new cells form, never stop producing healthy cells. A 2,000-year-old plant grows just as vigorously as a 200-year-old plant. This is biological immortality. Barring disease or physical destruction, the plant could theoretically live forever. So what does an immortal desert plant have to do with human aging? Everything. Scientists studying longevity have identified hallmarks of aging: DNA damage, cellular and oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, loss of proteostasis. Welwitschia has evolved solutions to every single one, and researchers believe that understanding these solutions could help humans age better. Lesson number 1. DNA repair. The genes Welwitschia uses to repair DNA damage are similar to genes found in humans, but the plant has more of them, and they work more efficiently. Scientists are studying whether we can enhance human DNA repair mechanisms using similar strategies. There is already research into drugs that boost DNA repair. NAD+ supplements, senolytics compounds inspired by studying organisms like Welwitschia. Lesson number 2. Stress resistance proteins. Those heat shock proteins that protect Welwitschia. Humans have them too. They are activated during exercise, during fasting, during cold exposure. This is why hormetic stress, controlled exposure to challenging conditions, can improve health and longevity. Welwitschia lives in constant hormetic stress, and it thrives. Longevity researchers now recommend periodic stress exposure, sauna, cold plunge, high-intensity exercise, intermittent fasting. These activate your body's protective proteins. Lesson number 3. Slow metabolism equals long life. Caloric restriction that extends lifespan in almost every organism. Tested mice, rats, monkeys, probably humans too. Why? Because eating less slows metabolism, reduces oxidative stress, lowers cellular damage. Welwitschia has naturally slow metabolism, and it lives for millennia. This is why fasting, mimicking diets, and caloric restriction are being researched as anti-aging interventions. Lesson number 4. Keep your cells dividing. Human aging involves stem cell exhaustion. Our ability to generate new healthy cells declines, but Welwitschia maintains active growth zones for thousands of years. The cells there never age. Scientists are trying to understand how the plant prevents cellular senescence in these zones. Could we apply similar principles to human stem cells? Research into stem cell rejuvenation is one of the hottest fields in longevity science right now. Lesson number 5. Adapt to stress instead of avoiding it. Modern humans live in controlled environments, constant temperature, unlimited food, no physical challenges, but our bodies evolved to handle stress, to adapt, to become stronger through challenge. Welwitschia lives in one of the harshest places on Earth, and that stress made it immortal. The takeaway: controlled stress might be essential for longevity. Not comfort, not ease, but challenge followed by recovery. This is the principle behind exercise, behind fasting, behind heat and cold exposure. Stress, adapt, grow stronger. Now you might be thinking, this is fascinating, but I cannot exactly eat a Welwitschia plant. True. This plant is endangered. It grows only in one desert, and it is protected by law, but we can learn from its strategies and apply them to our own lives. Strategy 1. Activate your stress response proteins. Use sauna therapy, 20 minutes at 80 to 90 degrees Celsius, 3 to 4 times per week. Research shows regular sauna use activates heat shock proteins. These protect your cells just like they protect Welwitschia. Studies link sauna use to reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, and all-cause mortality. Cold exposure works too. Cold showers, ice baths, even 30 seconds of cold water activates cold shock proteins. Strategy 2. Practice intermittent fasting or caloric restriction. You do not need to starve, but periodic fasting slows your metabolism temporarily, reduces oxidative stress, activates cellular repair processes. Even a 16-hour overnight fast has benefits. Eat dinner at 7 p.m., skip breakfast, eat again at 11 a.m. This gives your body time to repair instead of constantly digesting. Strategy 3. Boost your NAD levels. NAD is a molecule essential for DNA repair. Your levels decline with age. You can boost it through exercise, through fasting, or through supplements like NMN or NR. Research is ongoing but promising for longevity benefits.
Strategy 4. Get uncomfortable regularly. High-intensity exercise. Breath work. Challenging hikes. Learning new skills. Controlled challenges force your body to adapt. To activate repair mechanisms. To stay resilient. Welwitschia survives because it adapted to extreme challenges. We need challenges too. Just in safe doses. Strategy 5. Prioritize sleep and circadian rhythm. Welwitschia has adapted to the desert cycle. Day. Night. Fog. Heat. Your body has circadian rhythms too. Disrupting them accelerates aging. Consistent sleep schedule. Morning sunlight. Darkness at night. These align your biology with natural cycles. Research shows circadian disruption increases disease risk and shortens lifespan. Step back for a moment. Think about what Welwitschia represents. This plant has existed in the same form for millions of years. Fossils show it looked the same 100 million years ago during the age of dinosaurs, while other species evolved and changed and went extinct. Welwitschia stayed the same because it found a strategy that works: extreme stress resistance, efficient DNA repair, slow living, no senescence. And now, as humans search for ways to extend healthy lifespan, we are finding the answers in organisms like this. The oldest humans lived to about 120 years. Maybe 125 in rare cases. Welwitschia laughs at that. 2,000 years. 3,000 years. And still growing. We will never live that long. Our biology is too complex. Too many systems can fail. But we can learn principles. We can apply strategies. We can age better than previous generations. The longevity revolution is happening now. Senolytics, stem cell therapies, gene therapies, metabolic interventions. All inspired by studying organisms that already solved aging. Welwitschia is one of our greatest teachers. And here is what gives me hope. This plant survives in a brutal environment, with almost no water, extreme heat, freezing cold, constant stress, and it thrives for thousands of years. If a plant can do that, imagine what humans could achieve with the right knowledge and tools. So there you have it. Welwitschia mirabilis, the immortal plant that refuses to die. 2 leaves, thousands of years, and lessons for human longevity that scientists are only beginning to understand. A plant that survives impossible conditions by becoming impossible to kill. If this video fascinated you, subscribe to Timeless Nature. We explore the most extreme organisms on Earth. The ones that defy logic. The ones that teach us how nature solves impossible problems. Drop a comment. What do you think is the key to longevity? Should humans try to extend lifespan? What other immortal organisms should we investigate? And share this with anyone interested in aging research. In longevity science. In the strange wisdom that nature has to offer. Until next time, remember. The secret to living longer might not be found in a laboratory. It might be found in a desert. In a plant that has been alive since before civilization began. This is Watering Nature, where the oldest answers are sometimes the newest discoveries.